Picture this. An alarm goes off, people are yelling, and there's just chaos everywhere. Something definitely happened, but nobody seems to agree on what. So how do you cut through all that noise to find out what's real? Well, let's jump right in, because today we're going to turn that chaos into crystal clear clarity. We're figuring out how to write the perfect report.
So let's set the scene. We're at a local soccer game. Suddenly, the whistle blows, not for a goal, but because there's been an accident. And just like that, the air is filled with different stories, different takes on what went down, all swirling around the exact same event. It's a classic case of way too many voices and just not enough facts.
All right, first up, we've got the coach. His story is immediate, it's action-oriented. He says, "I watched the accident right from the sidelines. I immediately called for the medics." See how his focus is all on what he did? It's a super important piece of the puzzle, for sure, but it's still just one piece.
Okay, now let's get another angle from a spectator in the stands. Her perspective? It's much more visual, much more emotional. "I saw Tom trip over the ball and fall. It was a shocking moment." She zeroed in on that visual impact, the shock of seeing it happen. Her memory is totally colored by that first jolt of fear.
And here's Tom's teammate, Max. He was right there on the field with him. He says, "I remember the exact moment Tom tripped. It looked really painful." Now this gets personal. Max didn't just see it as a witness, he felt it as a teammate, which adds this whole other layer of emotion and concern.
And last but not least, we hear from the mother. Her account is totally secondhand and, you guessed it, absolutely packed with emotion. "I got a call from the coach around 4. My poor boy, I was so worried." She wasn't even there. But her story is just filled with these powerful feelings. It's vital information, of course, but it's not a factual account of the accident itself.
So, think about what we have. The coach's actions, the spectator's shock, the teammate's empathy, and the mother's worry. So many voices, so many emotions. But what really happened? How in the world do we take all these passionate, kind of conflicting stories and boil them down to a single objective truth?
Well, the answer is, you need a filter. A really powerful tool that's designed to strain out all the opinions, the emotions, the secondhand stuff, leaving you with just the hard facts. This tool, my friends, is an investigator's best friend, the 7 W questions. Let's check them out.
What makes this framework so amazing is just how simple it is. We kick things off with the basics. WAS, or who was involved. WAR, what happened. WAN, when did it happen. And WO, where did it all go down. Then, we dig a little deeper. WIE, how exactly did it unfold. Warum, why did it happen. And finally, welche Folgen, what were the consequences? These 7 questions right here, they're your roadmap straight to the facts.
Okay, so you've used the 7 W questions. You've gathered your facts. Now you have a pile of clear, objective info. But here's the thing. A pile of bricks isn't a house, right? You need a blueprint. So let's take a look at the blueprint for building our report.
In German, there's this fantastic phrase, der rote Faden, which translates to the red thread. It's that common thread, that logical line that runs through a story and makes the whole thing make sense. And that idea, that red thread, is exactly what every single good report needs. It's not just about having the facts, it's about weaving them together into a story that actually tracks.
And here it is, the blueprint for that red thread. It's a simple 3-part structure. Your introduction, that answers the first 4 W's. Who, what, when, and where. This gives your reader the complete picture in just a sentence or 2. Then, the main body gets into the nitty-gritty, the how and the why. This is where you lay out the sequence of events. And the conclusion just wraps it all up with that final W. What were the consequences? It's simple, it's logical, and it is incredibly effective.
All right, we've got our facts, we've got our structure. The last piece of the puzzle is style, because the way you write a report is just as important as the information you put in it. And the golden rule? Just the facts, please.
The style you're aiming for is called sachlich, which basically means factual, objective, and totally impartial. What does that mean for you? It means using clear, short sentences written in the simple past tense. You have to leave out all your feelings, all your personal opinions, and any dramatic language. And, this is a big one, absolutely no direct quotes from your witnesses. You're a reporter of facts, not a storyteller.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's night and day, right? On the left, it's all slang and emotion. Whoa, crazy accident. Janina, sweet 16, totally messed up and slammed her shoulder. It's confusing, it's unprofessional, it's a mess. Now look at the right, just the facts.
On April 3rd at approximately 3:30 p.m., an accident occurred in the sports hall of the Stadtgarten School, during which 16-year-old Janina Mueller sustained a shoulder injury. See? It's precise, it's professional, and it tells us everything we need to know for the intro. That's the goal.
So there we have it. We started with a chaotic, emotional event, and we followed a really clear path. We filtered out the noise, we structured the facts, and we polished the language to create something that's clear, concise, and trustworthy. We've literally gone from chaos to clarity.
So let's lock this in with 3 golden rules. 1. Always start by gathering the facts with those 7 W questions. 2. Build your report logically with that intro, main body, and conclusion structure. And 3. Always write in a factual, precise style using the simple past tense. You follow these, and you just can't go wrong.
And really, that's the whole point. After going through these steps, this isn't just some abstract concept anymore. It's a real skill you have. You now have the complete toolkit to write a clear, effective report on pretty much any event you come across.
So I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you're reading or watching a news story, try running it through the 7 W questions. Just see if you can separate the cold, hard facts from all the feelings. Which story in the news right now do you think you could understand way better with this simple but super powerful tool?